Hey everyone, Tim Davis here with DoControl, and wanted to talk to you a little bit about today about a specific feature that we have that lets us pretty much solve all kinds of problems for our customers. So let's jump in and talk a little bit more about it. So question we'll get a lot of times is, hey, you've got all kinds of different capabilities around remediation for different platforms here that you support, whether it's these different SaaS applications and things like that. But there might be other things I want to do, right? There might be some other activity or action that I want to take that I don't have a specific widget for within a given SaaS application, right? Or it might also be that I'm looking for an integration that I don't see here, right? Like, so we've got several integrations here, but there might be a tool that you have that you want to do some integration with, and that's we don't have it listed here today necessarily. So the good news is that we have the ability to do a generic API call from any workflow, right? So you can pull out this HTTP request widget, and from here this is fully configurable around any different API that you might want to call across pretty much any platform. So anything that has an API, anything that you want to send information to and then get information from as well, right, can work. So think about things like certainly ticketing systems, SIEM SOAR platforms. Those would be some interesting use cases. Some more interesting use cases that have come up from time to time have been around endpoint detection and response tools, maybe querying an EDR to look for a risk score for a particular user, maybe an MDM platform as well, right? So all kinds of different use cases at play here. Sky's pretty much the limit, right? So you send the information to that platform, whatever it needs to give you the answer that you want. In case this is like an interactive piece of workflow, you send a username or a policy or something like that, and then it comes back whatever the answer is or whatever maybe the risk score is from an EDR, and then we can take that and then run that through a workflow. Of course, too, that also enables us to do things like actions that aren't supported, which was kind of the first thing that I was talking about here. So maybe there's a remediation action I want to do that I don't specifically have a widget for. So let's look at a direct example of that, right? So this is a workflow that's designed to detect when someone has been invited to a Microsoft team that is outside of your organization, right? And obviously the challenge there is that they now have access to information that's in team channels, as well as potentially to the SharePoint drive or SharePoint site that's associated with that team as well, right? So what this is designed to do is our trigger event here detects that someone has joined that's external to the organization from the Microsoft Teams application. And then we're using this HTTP request object in this case to call back into your Microsoft tenant, and we've got all the parameters pulled in from the event, and then we actually delete that user from the application. And then from here we're just going to do some checks to see if the Microsoft API gives us a 204, we know that it worked, and we report that into the SecOps team channel. If for some reason we get a response other than 204, we report that it didn't work into the SecOps team channel, and then we open up a ticket, in this case in Jira, to let there be an investigation from there. So just an example of what we can do with our HTTP request or API call. Again, just one example. All kinds of interesting use cases that we can solve here as part of a DoControl workflow. Thanks for your time. Hope you have a great day.